Hey guys, welcome to Homesteading Off the Grid. As you can tell by all the weeds in my garden behind me here and those beautiful fall colors back there, the bright orange on that blaze maple, fall is upon us, summer is over. However, that doesn't mean gardening season is gone. Now is the time to get our garlic bulbs in the ground, which we'll be breaking up this entire bulb to get the cloves out of it and plant them individually. It's a simple process. If we do it in October, November, certainly before the ground freezes where we live, and this is going to be dependent upon where you live, make sure to check your growing zone. But this will give us plenty of time to have fresh garlic by next summer, June-ish, July-ish. But before I clear out one of my raised garden beds here, I've got to safely relocate this cute little critter I found out here. I'm going to give you a quick view, and then we're going to get to this. Look at this beautiful little bright green praying mantis. Isn't she gorgeous? All right, so I'm going to get my gloves on, safely relocate her, prepare my soil, and then talk you through this step by step. It's a simple process, and again, October, November, at least midway from the U.S. South, perfect time to plant your garlic. So don't worry, we can still garden even though summer's over. Okay, so our little visitor, our little friend, we're her visitor actually, we're in her world now, has been safely relocated, and our spot where we're going to plant our garlic has been prepared. So let's go over there and get to it. All right, girl, we'll see you later. You keep an eye on our garlic for us. So, we only need a few things. They're easy to prepare and get together, and this is easy to do. Here's what we've got. Garlic, of course. Now, you can get a normal bulb of garlic. Okay, you can order it from a seed store or buy it from a seed store, or you can simply buy garlic like this from the grocery store and plant it as long as it's organic. Not all garlic, unfortunately, will grow in your garden or in a container if you plant it, and that's because it's treated so that it will last longer without sprouting, or so that it won't sprout, so that you can store it longer. And unfortunately, though, you can't grow those. I came up with a poem while I was preparing this stuff, and that poem goes like this: when in doubt, see if it sprouts. We see a sprout here, and there was another one that had a sprout on it. We know that we buy organic garlic. So anyway, this is going to work. So again, a word to the wise: if you grow your garlic from the grocery store with intentions of planting some of it, make sure you're getting organic garlic. Now we have water, because we're simply going to water this when we're finished, and we're going to want to put some sort of natural mulch over top of our garlic bulbs or our cloves. Once we bust them up and plant them, you can use pine needles if you have pines in your area. This is simply grass cuttings. We don't save all of our grass clippings throughout the year, but we have a huge property. We have about 6 acres. We probably mow 2.5 acres of it. Several times throughout the year, we do save our grass clippings. We dry it out. We use it for hay in the winter with our chickens. We use it for mulch in the gardens, and we're going to see an example of that here today. So, and this is lettuce. Has nothing to do with planting garlic, but this was our lettuce bed. This year we had lettuce planted here, and some of them went to seed, reseeded, and some of it grew. So as I took all the weeds out here to prepare to plant garlic, I left this lettuce so that our little garlic garden can be garnished with a side of lettuce. How beautiful. All right, let's get right to it. It's very easy. First thing you want to understand is which is the top and which is the bottom. The bottom is the flattish part. This is where the roots will come out. And then the top, of course, as you saw with the other clove over there, is where the green part will sprout and grow. So you want to plant it bottom down, facing straight up. How far? About 2 inches. Garlic is about this is probably 3/4 of an inch. So a pretty good idea is basically twice as deep as the clove is tall. And our soil here is very loamy. This is a raised garden bed we made this year, so we put this soil in here manually, so it's very soft. I can actually dig this with my fingers and place that down there. I'll go a little bit deeper. There, that's about 2 inches. Now, spacing, you want to go at least 6 inches apart. Now, the more space you give your garlic, the larger the bulbs ideally will get, and the tighter the spacing, the smaller the bulbs. So let's go to about 6 inches. That should give us some nice healthy bulbs, and again go down about 2 inches. And then of course I'll be moving that. I've got that there for demonstrative purposes. I'll be able to go about 4 across all the way through here. Now this is something I've kind of talked about before that I'll mention again here. I'm willing to plant as much garlic as I have time to plant out here before the ground freezes this winter. So every time my wife gets garlic from the store, I'll just simply take out an entire bulb and set it off to the side, and then at some point over the next day or two before the ground freezes, I'll come out here and just add to my garlic garden. My wife cooks with a ton of garlic. She's Filipina. Those of you who subscribe to the channel know this. She usually uploads some sort of cooking video every day showing one of her ethnic Filipina dishes that she cooks, and there's so much garlic in all of them, and it's delicious. So we're healthy. Our breath smells kind of garlicky, but we don't have to worry about vampires. And as you can see, this is the day before Halloween, so we're happy we eat all this garlic. I will put the playlist that we've created for all of her cooking videos on the end of this one. So if you're a garlic fan and you're not one of our regular subscribers yet, keyword yet, hit that subscribe button right now and the bell, and we'll be happy to have you as one. But you'll be able to see the playlist and learn some really wonderful ethnic Filipino dishes there at the end of this video. So this is really easy. Just going to keep doing the same thing. 2 inches, 2 inches deep, 6 inches apart. You simply cover them over, keep the soil relatively loose. You want to have loamy soil that drains really well, and you want to be in a spot, and you can see this here, where there's a lot of sun. Up there's the sun. We don't have any trees up here close by our garden blocking the sun, so this spot will get lots of sun. It drains well. It helps that it's in a raised bed. Now, once you get it buried, once you get it covered with your soil, put on your mulch. About 2 inches is sufficient. What this does is it will help the soil retain moisture when it rains. And on these hot, well, it literally is. I started this video with a long sleeve flannel shirt on. I took it off because it's actually warm. So by putting this grass here for mulching tonight when the temperatures get really cold, this will help the soil retain that heat for quite a bit longer, which will help the garlic grow. Now this garlic should be harvestable by next June or July, but even though it's very humid here in Virginia, in the winter it's actually very arid and there's not a lot of moisture in the air, and the ground loses moisture quickly. So this mulch will help keep that moisture there. Now again, the watering, this is just a habit I've gotten into. Anytime I plant something, I water it. Now I could have watered this, of course, before I put the mulch on. Might have been better, because now the mulch is probably going to retain a lot of the moisture on the top side, and the sun's going to dry it up. But I'll just make sure to put more water on there. It'll get down in there. There, now that garlic is going to have a nice start. And that's really all there is to it, guys. It's not rocket science. Just got to remember, just because summer's over doesn't mean that gardening season's over. Get your garlic in the ground before the ground freezes. This is kind of like well, it's not like a secret garlic bed for my wife, who uses lots of garlic in her cooking, because once she sees this video, which she will after she gets home, she's volunteering at our kids' school with one of her friends. They're teaching art class. So I just thought I'd do something for her while she's gone and plant this garlic, because she loves to cook with garlic. So hopefully this will at least be a surprise garlic garden for my wife. I'm sure she'll be happy. So I hope you guys learned a little bit about growing garlic. Understand you can do it in the fall. That's a wonderful time to plant it, October, November. If you're further north, you really got to make sure to get it in the ground before the ground freezes. So if you learned something from this video, please consider subscribing to our channel, Homesteading Off the Grid, if you've not already. If you are one of our current subscribers, thanks for being with us for another video. And make sure to check in with us for more later here at Homesteading Off the Grid.